Man Coffee.
And Valorie.
And we're here at Valerie's home in Henderson. And I'm going to do an interview with Valorie and what's been going on the last 4 or 5 months now with her and the house, and why I haven't done any videos in the last 4 or 5 months. And as far as the poker goes, I can't afford to play poker anymore. I'm on a fixed income, and after I pay my bills, I've only got about $400 a month. So that's what I have to live on. So I can't play poker anymore. I just can't afford it. And to tell you the truth, I just don't have the passion for it anymore. It wore me out. I just wore out on poker. It doesn't have the allure that it had before. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, it's lost its luster.
Yeah, it just doesn't appeal to me anymore. And I'm going to do a lot more traveling with the RV. Be a lot more RV videos, and hopefully Valorie will be a part of that. And so you'll see a lot of that going on. So anyway, let's get on with the interview of what's been going on with Valorie and myself, helping her in the last 4 months.
I truly, truly appreciate it. He's been the best helper I could ever have.
Well, thank you. So, how did you get this house?
Well, I bought it in 2014, I believe, and my husband was retiring from longshoring, and we didn't want to live in California or in LA anymore, and we started looking for property, and we came through Vegas 2 or 3 times looking at property in Texas and in Missouri and in Arkansas and even up in Oregon, the Oregon coast. And every time we came back through Vegas, Vegas started looking more appealing to us because the prices were good. And I mean, especially compared to California prices, we were just amazed what we could get for the amount of money.
And how large is this house?
It's 2,250 square feet. It's 4 bedroom, 3 bath, with a pool, and
the outside barbecue?
no, we put that in.
Oh, you put that in?
Yeah.
Okay.
And we paid $270 for it. It was listed for $235, but there was a bidding war, so I outbid everybody else so I could be sure to get it. And $270 still seemed like a great deal to me because I'm thinking California prices.
And you were living in San Pedro at the time?
No, I was living in Rancho Palos Verdes,
Okay.
which is a nice area of the South Bay. So we moved in and started our lives here in Nevada.
And where was your daughter at this time?
I bought her a condominium down like 10 minutes down the road and paid cash for it. So
Was that from the sale of your home in California?
No, it was from inheritance money.
Okay.
My inheritance. Same thing with this house. I paid cash for it with inheritance money. Anyway, so she moved to the condo and we were living in the house. I was here with my husband and our 2 dogs.
Where was the condo located?
On Warm Springs, which is here in Henderson. Good area, very good area. And started living our life here in Vegas.
And then why did she move in with you into this house out of the condominium?
Okay, well, I divorced my husband and he moved out and I was here in this big house all by myself, and I told her if she wanted to move in with me, she could, and I would give her the whole upstairs, and I would take the smallest bedroom downstairs only because I got tired of going up and down the stairs.
And that's a small bedroom over there?
Yeah, that small bedroom from the master bedroom upstairs, which is huge. Yeah, that was my room when she moved in. I came down from a master suite with a huge bathroom, huge closet, to a tiniest room in the whole house.
And she had her son at that time, your
Yes,
grandson?
she had her son and she had one dog. And so she moved in and things went fine for a while. And then she got married and she moved her husband in here. So it was her husband, herself, her son, and by this time she had adopted another dog. So she had 2 dogs, a child and a husband and herself, all living in the upstairs part of the house. And they had access to the pool and the kitchen and laundry and everything else down here. And she was only paying me $750 a month rent for everything, for utilities, cable, internet, I mean everything. And so one day, I sat her down and it was on Mother's Day. And this was a few years ago. We were talking and I told her, I said, Alyssa, you have to pay more rent. I said, $750 doesn't even begin to cover the expenses it takes to run this house. And she said to me, if I'm going to pay renters' prices, I need to have the whole house to myself. In other words, I should move out. Me, not her, me. And I was so upset by that statement.
And she was running a business in here at that time?
Yeah, she had her photography studio upstairs in the master bedroom. She had the front bedroom was hers and her husband's, and there was also a bedroom up there for Blaze. 2 bathrooms, 3 bedrooms upstairs. So, I mean, I got pissed off and I said, you know what, that can be arranged. And then I immediately started looking for a place to live. I mean, I got so upset with that, the way she said that and the way that I made a rush decision. I should have said, well, that's not going to happen and you can pack your bags and go, but I didn't, because it was her son and her dogs and her husband and her business all in this house going on, and it was easier for me to leave than for her. So I told her, well, and then I moved to the ghetto,
Right.
Really a bad neighborhood. I didn't know it when I first moved there because I wasn't that familiar with outside of Henderson, you know.
And you really kind of moved out kind of quick.
Yeah.
Well, residents here at Los Pecos Senior Apartments recently started this petition and gathered more than 150 signatures, hoping that it would motivate managers to make a change. But I'm told management gave them the petition right back and told them nothing would be different. And over the weekend, dozens of residents woke up to find their tires had been slashed, or a number of cars were intentionally set on fire in the complex's parking lot. Since then, he says, no safety improvements have been made.
And then, so when she had the whole house to herself, of course, I told her, well, you know the rent's going to go up. So I raised her rent to $1,750 a month. She balked at it, but I told her, well, that's just how it is. And frankly, $1,700 a month for this big house with a pool in a good neighborhood, market value at that time for rent was around $2,700, $2,800 a month. So she was still getting a real good deal. And so I was living in the ghetto apartment. She was living here in the house with her husband and her dogs and her son. And then her husband left her shortly after I moved out.
Now, how did he leave her, and what happened?
I don't know. They got in a fight or whatever, and he left, and he just left.
That was it.
Yeah. So then she was here with the son and the dogs. And then she still couldn't pay the rent on time. She was constantly late. All the utilities were still in my name. So I had to make sure they got paid. So when they came due, if she didn't pay them, I'd have to pay them and then just cross my fingers that she would reimburse me. Sometimes she did, sometimes she didn't. Anyway.
And at that time, how were you arranging the payments? Did you put her on your account or something?
She was on one of my accounts in the bank, but she also had a B of A account, and she could just transfer the money from her account to my account. So that's how she would reimburse me, just transferring the money.
You had to ask her every month to make the payment.
Yeah.
And so how was that going on?
Not good. I mean, sometimes she'd say, Mom, I just don't have it. And I'm like, well, I'll pay it, but you're gonna have to pay me back. Oh yeah, I will. And of course, like I said, sometimes she did, sometimes she didn't.
Now, during this whole time, this was about a year and a half ago, huh?
Uh-huh.
Okay. During that time, and she was running a business, wasn't there a situation where she got back in her taxes on a business?
Yeah, she got behind in her business taxes, and she owed them $2,500. And she borrowed $500 from somebody, and I loaned her $2,000 to bring her taxes current so that they wouldn't like come down on her or close her business or do whatever the IRS does. I don't know, but
And she paid you back with that?
no, she never paid me one penny towards that. Nothing. I mean, as I share this story with other people, there's a lot of seniors that are in the same boat as me where they have deadbeat kids that are 30, 40, 50 years old and still living at home, and they can't get rid of them. I mean, it's really a problem. I mean,
And how old is your daughter?
She's 34.
Okay.
And still living in Mama's house, depending on Mama for everything. When she's short of money, Mama always comes through, and that's just the way our relationship's been.
Then what happened?
Well, I finally got tired of it, and I typed up a letter, and I also sent her an email, and I told her that she had 2 months to get out of the house. Well, that was November 1st. And of course, once she knew that she was leaving, she stopped paying everything. The bills, the rent. So I didn't get rent for November, I didn't get rent for December, I didn't get rent for January. And she wasn't, I don't know, she wasn't communicating with me. I would ask her, how's it going? Are you finding a house? Blah, blah, blah. Finally, she texted me and she said she found a house and she would be moving sooner than I gave her till the end of January. I gave her 3 months, and she said she'd be out by January 15th. Well, I said, good, that's great. And I said, well, I need the keys to the house, I need the keys to the mailbox, I need the garage door openers, you know, I need all that stuff. Well, she just ignored me, and ignored me, and ignored me, and I finally got to the point where I would ask her, I would text her, are you done moving? Are you done moving? With no response. I finally came over to the house, and I had to crawl through the doggy door to get access to the house. Yeah, me, right? Crawling through the doggy door. It was cute. And Chris came with me, and we changed the locks on the front door, but the house was a mess. There was so much of her stuff still here. I said, I can't believe that she's done. She's leaving so much behind. Well, and guess who got to clean it all up? Me and Chris and one other friend came over days and days and days and spent hours just removing her junk from the house.
Actually, it was about a month.
Yeah.
Upstairs and downstairs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it cost me money to get the locks changed. Well, I had to buy new locks. It cost me money to get the garage door remotes and get the garage door fixed. It cost me money to get the pool back in shape. And then let's not talk about the utility bills. The electric bill alone was $900 and something, the closing bill, and I had to pay that because it was still in my name.
All the utilities were in your name.
Yes.
She never transferred them over.
She never transferred them.
Why didn't she take over the utilities?
Because she said, Mom, I don't have good credit, and if they put them in my name, they're going to want big deposits and blah, 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 this and that. So I said, fine, leave them in my name, just make sure you pay them. Trying to be a good mom, I put her on one of my bank accounts, the one that had the most money in it. And I just did this because I thought if I should ever die, when I die, not if, but when, she would have access to that money right away. So I put her on that account. Well, because she was on the account, whenever she needed money, she would just transfer money out of my bank account into her bank account, and not even ask me, not even inform me that this was being done. And I continually said, Alyssa, you got to stop doing that, because what if I made a payment or something and I was expecting money to be there and then it's gone? That's going to screw me over. I'm going to be late with whatever payment it was, and I mean, I just don't do business that way. I don't write bad checks, and I don't let my bills get behind.
So did she stop?
No, no.
And when you went back and looked at all of that, about how much was the total amount taken from you?
Well, I think it was around $1,000. Little bits of 50 here, 25 there, 75 there, you know, little bits and pieces. Not enough to make or break me, but it wasn't really enough to cover the bills. But I mean, she just would arbitrarily just help herself to the money that was in my account, because she was on the account and she could.
So after a month of us cleaning the house,
Well, we had a garage sale because there was so much stuff that was salvageable. I mean, not only just dirty clothes and trash, but good items. So I had a garage sale for 2 days, Friday and Saturday. This was about, what, a month ago?
yeah, about a month ago.
Had a really good turnout. If you want some tips on having a garage sale, just ask me. We made over $1,200, but all that money that I made went to the utility bills that she left me with, so it was a wash.
Of course, the things that couldn't sell, and it was just trash, a lot of clothing and things like that, just all the trash, we actually purchased a box of trash bags, construction trash bags, at Home Depot. That was 32 bags, so all 32 bags were used.
Yeah,
Full.
yeah, full.
Yeah.
It's a lot of trash.
Now that we've cleaned the house, what have you decided to do with the house?
Well, I wanted to sell it because basically the stairs became like a thorn in my side. Even when I was still living here, I just grew to hate the stairs. The stairs which sold me on the house in the first place, because it was such a gorgeous stairway with a nice grand entrance and stuff. And I grew to hate those stairs. They were my nemesis. So
Speaking of the stairs, when we got here,
they were
we found a stack of the posts
spindles. Yeah.
from the railing that were just because they'd been torn out. You know, they're only glued in.
Yeah.
And so half of them were missing. They were
Yeah,
just
yeah.
a pile of them on the floor. Okay.
And so Chris, being the handyman that he is, got some good sturdy glue and came over here one day and he fixed all the stairs, put all the spindles back, glued them down really good, painted them, and they looked fabulous. By the way, I did have a handyman give me a quote of about $3,000 to do that same job. And Chris did it in one day with a couple of tubes of glue, and his talents got it done.
Well, thank you. Okay, so getting back to the house and what you decided to do.
Okay, so I want to sell it, right? I had two different scenarios going. One, to put some money into it, and it would have taken probably at least around 10, maybe more, 10,000 or maybe even 15,000 to get it in good marketing condition.
Two of the reasons it was going to cost that much was you discovered after you got back here that there was water leaks.
Yes. Two leaks. One in the master bathroom that leaked down to the kitchen, and one in the other bathroom upstairs that leaked into the garage. And there was water damage on the ceiling in the kitchen and in the garage, and I didn't even have any idea, and I didn't even get estimates on what it would cost to repair that, but I know it would have been very expensive. So we did what we could to clean it up, get all the trash out, get the garage door fixed, get the pool back in shape, and I called one of those companies that will buy your house as is, They advertise no commissions, no closing costs, as is, don't even clean out the trash, just as is. And I had 3 companies come and give me 3 different estimates. Well, 3 estimates, all of them were different. One was for $405,000, which was way too little. One was for $407,000, again, way too little. And then the one company that did offer me a decent price was Seller's Advantage. They offered me $500,000. Well, I said, great, that's fantastic, I'll take it. Because one guy came through, he took a lot of pictures, he did a lot of visual, and he was in and out really fast. And he said, I have to have my contractor come back through and look at it a little more closely. And I thought, oh boy. So when they did that, then their price came down to $453. I expected it to be less because there's some major stuff that needs to be done. Anyway, so I went with the $453 price, and we're supposed to close escrow tomorrow. Yay. And this house will be in my past history.
So, how's the relationship with you and your daughter right now?
Not good at all. We don't even have a relationship. She has blocked me from texting and emailing. She hasn't reached out to me to talk to me about anything. I haven't seen my grandson in 6 months. It's just bad. Hopefully, down the road, when she thinks about it, she'll realize that I did her a big favor by causing her to get out on her own and stand on her own 2 feet and be an independent adult instead of depending on mommy for everything.
So what's your advice to anyone that might be in your same situation?
Cut the cord, baby, cut the cord. Tough love all the way. Don't let these kids take advantage of you. They'll use you, they'll abuse you. And as a parent, I know, of course you have a soft spot. They're your kids, so you're gonna do everything you can for them. But it's really a disservice because you're not allowing them to get out and be independent. And that's what they really need. So cut the cord, that's all I'm gonna say. And good luck to you if you're in this situation, because it's been emotionally draining, physically draining. It's been a roller coaster of emotions, really, it has.
What are your plans?
Well, I'm going to get out of the ghetto neighborhood. I don't know if I'm going to end up in Henderson. A nice little 2-bedroom, 2-bath condo would suit me just fine. Or I'm considering Laughlin, because I really don't like Las Vegas. Las Vegas is ghetto. Once you get out of either Summerlin or Henderson or McDonald Ranch, everything else is ghetto. It's just horrible. You get off the strip and you see what Vegas really is, and it's a toilet. It really is. I mean, it's bad. Homeless on every corner. It's just depressing. It's very bad. So we'll see. We'll see where I end up.
And so what are the price differences between living, say, in Vegas or living in Laughlin? Or
Well, I've been following sales on the internet, and in Vegas, well, in Henderson, I should say, I can buy a nice 2-bedroom, 2-bath condo for anywhere between $250,000 and $300,000. In Laughlin, I can get the same thing for between $175,000 and $200,000, so it's considerably less. And Laughlin is a nice small community. You don't have the traffic issues that you have here in Vegas. It's nice. And then if you want action, they've got several hotel casinos down there on the Colorado River with fine dining, entertainment, and gambling. What more could you ask for?
okay, we're here at Valerie's apartment, and it's Tuesday. And what happened yesterday, Valerie?
Well, I signed all the documents that I needed to sign in front of the notary yesterday, and it funded today, so the money's in my account. Yay!
Yay! So now the house is history.
Yep.
Okay.
History. Now I've got to start finding a new place to live, but that's kind of exciting.
Yeah, it's an adventure, right?
Yep.
So be sure and stay tuned. Smash that subscribe button and click that bell so you'll be notified when the next video comes up. And stay tuned for the adventures of Old Man Coffee and Valorie. You want to say goodbye?
Goodbye.